Heat played their second preseason game of the year last night against the Nets. It was a pretty full injury report, so it wasn't a lot to look over from the regular roster. Guys like Jimmy and Kyle played, but limited minutes. Bam had a decent game, but it was more about the young guys on the bottom of the roster, exhibit 10s, two ways, things of that nature to kind of showcase themselves. One of the guys that showed themselves a lot was Nikola Jovic, just really showcased his natural passing ability. The shot looked really good. He was even in the right spots defensively off the ball. And the other guy that kind of surprised some people was Jamal Cain, who's on an Exhibit 10. And he kind of just raised some eyebrows because he dropped 15-11 with 5 steals. And I just want to go over some of the things he provided in this game because we can look over the fact that he's an energy guy. He's a good offensive rebounder. He could finish around the rim. He could run the floor well. He's good, lengthy defender in guard different positions. But the thing that stuck out when looking back over some of the things he was doing was that he just has great feel in general for the game. And I'll showcase the reason I say that. But I'll start this off with the two guys I just mentioned. That this was probably one of their most significant possessions or sets that they ran with the younger guys because it gets to it maximizes the skill sets that are on the floor right now. With Jovic kind of getting this entry pass, getting able to play make over the top, something he's very good at. Coming around this little curl. Now Duncan's going to set this back screen for Jamal Cain. He realizes a little bit late. Jovic is noticing all the way. Those are right on the money. Cain can kind of utilize his athletic ability at the rim and finish. But getting to the feel stuff, like why is it that he has such great feel? There's one thing for usually guys that are, let's say decent defenders and they're on these kind of lower level contracts trying to like get some reps in the NBA. If they're good defenders, they're going to be good on-ball defenders because that's something they've been doing their entire careers or lives. When you're a good off-ball defender right from the jump, that's when you're a system player. That's when kind of teams like the Miami Heat really like what they see. Right here, you're going to see Ben Simmons trying to play make a little bit. He's going to throw it inside. Jamal Cain reads it, being able to make those rotations. Something Miami's going to do, and I'm going to showcase it throughout this video, is a game plan they're going to do no matter who's on the floor. If it's starters, if it's, like I said, the Exhibit 10s that were just in training camp, they're going to double the ball and they're going to rely on their rotations. That's what they want to do. They want to work on these switches and rotations constantly to make sure that everything's on a string. Last night it was. So Jamal Cain reads that, gets the breakup pass, and they go the other way. Another one, as I go back and showcase just the positioning. Jamal Cain's fronting Kevin Durant. They were throwing Haywood Highsmith on him early. They're throwing Jamal Cain on him a little bit later. They want to test guys. That's what they just want to do at this point. And watching Jamal Cain kind of just battle with him and front him right here and then spin back around. It's a bad pass right here. There's a couple of these bad passes that led to it. But he's an energy guy. And just to shoe in at the end, look how fast he gets out on the break. Like he's already at half court going down the floor. So now another one, Bam's going to be playmaking, kind of running these little elbow sets or post splits at times. Just watch Jamal Cain. He's on the weak side corner. Kevin Durant's playing a little bit higher just to make sure somebody shoots off to that wing right here. If Kyle's going to shoot a little flare, he's playing a little higher. Jamal Cain's kind of just crouching a little bit, waiting, realizing Bam's making a little bit of eye contact with him. But you're going to see Jamal Cain realize right here, gets kind of catch him off guard, cuts in the middle of the floor, get an easy lay-in. Those are the possessions, like the ones that are not scripted. Like the first one I show you where it's kind of a scripted set. Those are kind of good things to see, just seeing his ability naturally. But when you see these instinctive things and it's just decision-making in general, that's kind of where the real evaluation comes into play. Another one right here, little entry pass to Kevin Durant. Jimmy's going to double, as I said. Jamal Cain now is going to split the difference. Once again, it's a little bit of a bad pass, but he goes out in the other way. He ends up getting fouled. But just seeing him kind of represent the game plan in general. Now, this was one of the better ones when I say 5 steals. This was when I say the doubling and kind of realizing where to be in the field. Jimmy Butler, once again, Kevin Durant has Kyle Lowry at his back. Jimmy's going to help. Jamal Cain now is basically guarding all 3 of the guys because Max is playing a little bit low to tag. So he's going to have to play the lane of all 3. He's waiting, patient, picks off. It looks like a Madden pick. And now he goes the opposite way again. And now right here, he's going to feed it. Want to showcase his kind of athletic ability in running the floor, gets it right back and lays it in. That stuff is just good to see from a guy that has never really had NBA level experience yet. This is kind of his first true minutes in this kind of field. And the last one to kind of finish off, showcase the last steal, kind of drive it to the basket. It's a pick and roll, bad pass. Jamal Cain jumps it and he goes the other way again. Like, once again, I'll say it again that not all of this is just Jamal Cain excellence because it's not great passing a lot of the time, but he's in the right spots defensively, which is the important part. Usually when you see 5 steals, you think of like a Marcus Garrett getting some rips on the ball, kind of defending full court. That's not what Jamal Cain was doing. He's just has some decent feel. He knows where to be. He spaces correctly offensively, like you see on the break. He knows when to cut when a guy's looking the wrong way. And now the defensive placing off the ball, splitting the difference, doing things like that. It's one thing to go for 15, 11, and 5 steals in one of your first games in the preseason, but it's another thing to kind of represent a system as well as he did in this second preseason game.